Hello Internet, this is Scott with Scott's Garage. To the first time viewers, welcome to my channel. Now, this is a very quick follow-up video on a project I did months ago, building this 8x8 Costco shed. And I've had some questions in the comments over the last several months, two common questions. One is, how did you build the platform for this shed? And I'm going to answer that in this quick video. And then secondly, will this shed hold up to strong wind? So let's talk about the second question first. First of all, I want to answer the wind question. We live in Texas. Lots of strong winds here. I had the exact same concern whether or not this shed would hold up to severe wind. And now the flimsy platform that it comes with is bolted to the deck as recommended in the instructions, but I didn't think that was enough. So this is what I did. I added some cables. So you can see these cables here, and there are two cables, and the origin of the cable is here. And what I did is I had some extra rebar longer than this. This is like 2 feet, but I had some like 4-foot sections, and I drove them deep into the ground. So the rebar goes in deep, 4 feet. And then I drilled a hole through the end of the rebar. And then this cable that you can purchase at any hardware store, very, very strong steel cable. I simply put it through the hole of the rebar, and then got one of those little clamps. You can see it here that you bolt on, and then ran the cable on the outside of the shed, and then underneath here you can see the frame, and I was able to push it in there. And let me show you from the inside. Okay, here are the steel frames that I mentioned before that the roof is attached to. So there are two of them. So again, on the outside, you can get to the open channel of that frame, and I ran the cable. I simply pushed it up, and here you can see I looped it out and around, and then it goes down the frame and it sticks out the other side. I did the same thing for the back frame, and let me show you what it looks like on the other side. Okay, here's the back side of my shed. I store firewood there, and you're going to have to just trust me here. But the cable comes down, both cables come down, and then they attach way down here to what's called a turnbuckle. And you can't see the turnbuckles here, but here's a picture of a turnbuckle. And you attach the steel cable to the one end of the turnbuckle, and then I have a shorter cable attached to the bottom end of the turnbuckle that's attached then to the rebar that's driven into the ground. And then that turnbuckle, once it's in place, and you tighten the turnbuckle, and it tightens the cable and cinches it in place. So in summary, you have a cable that originates over on this side with the rebar into the ground. It comes up the side, it goes through the frame, down the back side, a turnbuckle down here to tighten it, and another one on the back side. And the cables then cinch the shed down to the platform, which is quite heavy, and the platform itself has more anchors into the ground. And so far, so good. We've had some very heavy wind, and the shed is still in place. So it works for me. Take it for what it's worth for you. Now let's talk about the platform. So the platform, the top of it is 3/4 inch tongue and groove plywood. So I had to use 2 sheets and tongue and groove so it fits nicely and tightly together. And 3/4 inch, very strong. I did treat it so that it would handle the weather better. Now underneath the plywood on the outside edge, but it's outside, but you can't see it because it's underneath the plywood. Underneath I put just kind of a decorative siding on it. But the 2x4s are there, so there's a 2x4 frame that goes around the entire platform, and then 18 inches centers. I have 2x4s going this way, all the way across, and it made for a very strong frame. Now you can see that the ground is very unlevel, and obviously this is lower than a 2x4, and I have some cinder blocks. I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's some cinder blocks that build up, and I did that and spent a lot of time making it very level, in every direction, So this backside, likewise, really drops down. So there are several cinder blocks there, but leveled it. By the way, there's a vine. It's wintertime here, so it's dead, but a vine started growing up on the cable. That's what that is. Anyway, leveled it, crisscross as well, perfectly level. I drove some stakes into the ground along with the rebar, and basically attached the stakes to the base just to give it more stability. But anyway, that's how I made the base for this shed. Now again, this is Scott with Scott's Garage. If you got any value at all from this video, please hit like. It costs you nothing, but is of great value to me. And as usual, have a great day.